Hi, I'm Mike Singletary. The other Mike Singletary, owner of Singletary's Furniture.
Whether looking for the perfect piece or an entire room, Singletary's large inventory of quality brands makes shopping easy. Our friendly staff will gladly assist you with decorating ideas, financing, and free delivery in the area. And everyday low prices and customer satisfaction is always our goal.
Price, selection, and quality are very important at Singletary's Furniture, and we got prices you can bear.
Welcome once again to Kangaroo Football 1999. What an exciting game we had last Friday night as Boswell came to town in a big district championship, Game 1 district championship showdown as the Pioneers came in, and certainly it had all the makings of a championship caliber game, and we were very, very pleased with the outcome of the ball game as we were able to win 30-0. And what a great victory for our football team when it was time to play, literally play, for the championship of District 8-4A. They rose to the occasion and had an outstanding game. Defense recorded the second shutout in a row for us, which we were very, very proud of them for their efforts, and certainly not only the efforts of our defensive football team, but the scout teams during practice all week. The work that they did in helping our team get prepared, I think that maybe was one of the big keys, and the victory was our defensive football team was so well prepared, and we've got to give a lot of credit to the young men who make up the scout teams and the way they went about their business every day in practice, and the work of the players and watching video and the coaches in the meeting time and practice time on the field. It was really a great defensive ball game for us, and we couldn't be any more proud of our football team than what we are for that effort. Offensively, we struggled just a little bit at times, but anytime you can score 30 points in a ball game, you've got to be very pleased with that against a defensive team from Boswell that certainly had a lot to do with some of our shortcomings offensively. Very quick defensively, 3 outstanding linebackers, and they were very well prepared and played hard. But 30 points, we'll take it any time against any foe, especially one of the caliber of Boswell. And again, just extremely, extremely pleased and proud of our football team to be 7-1, 5-0 in the district at this time, and looking forward to District Championship Game 2 coming up this week as we travel to Azle. Azle's had an outstanding season to date, district season anyway, and they certainly are excited and very enthusiastic about their chances of becoming district champions. And I don't think that their excitement will overshadow ours, because I know that our football team right now is confident. Our football team feels very, very strongly that we should be the district champions, but we also understand that we've got to go earn it, and it's going to be a very tough game as we travel to Azle this Friday night. Couple of things about last week's game. Jared Tidwell was able to come in and play, and we were very, very thankful to welcome Jared back to our defensive football team. During the course of the game, we did not lose any players, and again, we're very grateful and thankful for that, because at this time of year, you certainly want all of your players able to play and being able to go full speed. Big night for Garrett Hudson. Garrett had probably his finest game to date as he punted the ball extremely well, had an outstanding punt return, and then was able to score our first touchdown for us. And so Garrett's performance for him, probably his best to date as a Weatherford Kangaroo. Couldn't have come at a better time as they really ganged up and keyed on our tailback Mark Pearson in that ball game. We were able to throw the ball and get another, if you can believe it, another touchdown pass. Second week in a row we've had a touchdown pass, and I think that was a big play for us to kind of seal the victory at the end as Zach threw the ball to Kane Riddle, a wide open Kane Riddle, as he went in the end zone untouched. So some things that happened last Friday night hadn't happened that often throughout the course of the year, but again, we couldn't be any more proud and any more pleased with our football team than we are at this day. We're not finished. We know that we can get better. We know that we still have a lot of work to be done to become District 8-4A champions as we travel to Azle, but we are right where we want to be, right where we had hoped to be, coming into these last 2 games, having a chance to actually go out and earn the district championship this coming Friday night at Azle. As far as playoffs are concerned, we know that we're in. We sealed that Friday night with a victory over Boswell, so we know that we are in the playoffs. We anticipate that the winner of the Wichita Falls Ryder-Denton game coming up this week, we anticipate them being our first round opponent in the large school division of Class 4A. So we're looking very forward to that, but we still got 2 games ahead of us to claim that district championship.
Hi, I'm Mike Singletary of Singletary's Furniture. You know, there's only one thing more relaxing than fishing, and that's kicking back in a good recliner. At Singletary's Furniture, we have a full selection of top quality recliners, such as Flex Steel, Best Chairs, Ashley, and Lazy Boy. Come by and see how great these recliners are, because once you sit in them, you're never going to want to get out of them. Catch the big savings at Singletary's Furniture, 1215 Highway 180 West in Weatherford.
Just a quick injury update from last Friday night's game. We did not lose any of our starting players during the course of the ball game, but as we were able at the end of the ball game to get some of our guys in who are very, very important to our football team that don't have an opportunity to play a lot, but some of our reserves in. Stephen Chesney, who serves a great role on our football team as a backup. He's involved in our special teams. Stephen carried the ball on the last play, injured his knee, and we don't know for sure how long Stephen will be out. We know he'll be back. We feel certain that he will be back, though, come playoff time, but we're not certain of his status these next 2 weeks. So we hope to get him back and healthy as we enter the playoffs. The other injuries that we had were very minor, of a minor nature, and so we feel strongly that all of the players, with the exception of Stephen, will be able to be back and be ready for District Championship Game 2 at Azle coming this Friday night.
I'm Mike Singletary. Everyone knows I love to rough it in the great outdoors, but sometimes it's hard to get a good night's rest sleeping on this hard ground. I sure miss my Sealy mattress.
Where'd you like the new mattress, Mr. Singletary?
Just put it in the tent. Come check out a wide selection of fine Sealy mattresses at everyday low prices at Singletary's Furniture.
Dad, Mom said it's time to come in for supper.
The following is a Nothing But Sports production. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Tallman, and it's Weatherford Kangaroo time here at Nothing But Sports. But first, NBSP and our sponsors would like to say congratulations to you, the players and coaches, participating in today's game. In the spirit of competition, we encourage you to play hard, play fair, and respect your opponent. You'll be cool if you do. And I want you to take care of your game tape. 30 years from now, it might be the most valuable video you own. Now, before the battle begins, let's take a look at the teams and the athletes and the coaches coming up in today's game.
Hello everyone, I'm Sean McQuinn for Nothing But Sports Productions. Today's game will be at Kangaroo Stadium in Weatherford, Texas for a District 8 4A game between the visiting Boswell Pioneers and the home team, the Weatherford Kangaroos. The Weatherford Kangaroos come in with a season record of 6 wins against only 1 loss. Offensively, the Roos averaged 325 yards rushing per game, 48 yards passing, for a total of 373 yards per game on offense, while scoring an average of 29 points per game. Defensively, the Roos allow an average of 177 rushing yards per game and 113 passing yards per game, while only giving up 13 points per game on the season. Here's what Roos head coach Larry McBroom had to say about his upcoming opponent, the Boswell Pioneers. He said the Pioneers have an outstanding junior quarterback in Justin Litke and a quick sophomore tailback that gives them a troublesome balance in their offense. Offensively, they resemble Stephenville. Their defense is very quick and physical. Offensively, he says the Roos must control the clock with the running game, and the offensive line play is critical to this. Like last week, the Roos must get a contribution from the passing game and continue to improve in this area. Defensively, he said, with any opponent that derives most of its offensive success from the passing game and offshoots from that phase, the defense must have success pressuring the passer. The Weatherford defense will have to use a variety of ways to pressure Litke and also do an outstanding job of formation recognition so the pass coverage schemes are sound.
It looks to be an exciting battle between these two powerhouses coming up right here on NBSP. We'll be back in a moment with Nothing But Sports player profiles for a close-up look at the players and coaches. Stay with us.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
They dress him up like a ghost and he's looking through and it's Halloween and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming, and I was like, no.
You love watching movies, and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
Welcome back, everybody. Now let's take a personal look at NBSP scouting report and discover who's wearing the uniforms and what really makes them click and tick.
Now let's take a look at number 7 for the Weatherford Kangaroos, wide receiver, Josh Holm, 5'11", 189-pound senior. Favorite academic subject in school is math. Some of his hobbies and interests include sports and hanging around with friends. We asked him what he would do to be a champion, and he said whatever it takes to achieve his goals. And one of his future goals in life is to be a police officer. That's number 7 for the Weatherford Kangaroos, Josh Holm. Let's take a look at number 17 for the Weatherford Kangaroos. 5'11", 170-pound senior Chad Legali plays wide receiver and defensive back. Some of his hobbies and interests include choir, playing the guitar, and playing baseball. We asked him what his future career goals in life are, and he said to attend college at Baylor or Texas A&M. His major is undecided. We asked him what he would do to be a champion. He said set a goal and work towards that goal. Chad also participates in baseball in high school sports. That's Chad Legali, number 17 for the Weatherford Kangaroos. Now let's take a look at number 34 for the Weatherford Kangaroos, a junior tailback, 6', 205-pound Mark Pierce. His hobbies and interests include four-wheeling, fishing, and supporting other roost sports. His favorite academic subject in high school is English. His career goals in the future are to play professional football and also to play in college at the University of Oklahoma. We asked him what it would take to be a champion, and he said anything it takes. He also participates in baseball, track, and powerlifting. That's number 34, Mark Pierce for the Weatherford Kangaroos. Danny Merritt of the Weatherford Kangaroos. He's number 71. He's a senior, 6'3" and 247 pounds. Some of his hobbies and interests include drawing and astronomy. And of course, that's his favorite academic subject in school is astronomy. We asked him what are some of his career goals, and he says he wants to be an architect. We asked him what he would do to be a champion. Work hard, play hard, and get others to try hard. That's Danny Merritt of the Weatherford Kangaroos. Now let's take a look at number 89 for the Weatherford Kangaroos. That's Jeremy McClure. 6'1", 178 pounds, and he's classified as a senior. Some of his hobbies and interests in life include sports and church activities. His future career goal in life is to be an architect. And we asked him what it would take to be a champion. He said to work hard and make himself the best he can be. That's number 89, Jeremy McClure, the Weatherford Kangaroos. It's time to take a look at this week's NBSB Coaches Spotlight. This week, it's Coach Ty Comstock of the Weatherford Kangaroos. He's the strength and physical development coach. He's been in Weatherford coaching for 10 years now. Went to high school at Denison High School and played baseball at Paris Junior College and Stephen F. Austin. His major in college was education. His hobbies include weight training, camping at state parks, and national parks with his family. It's Coach Ty Comstock of the Weatherford Kangaroos.
Today's game is being brought to you by Texas Bank. With us, it's personal. And by the New Car Dealers, backing the Roo Crew in '99. That concludes this week's NBSP Scouting Reports, and we'll be back in a moment on location with the big showdown. Stay with us.
We're getting set to have the kickoff here, and one of the things that we might note is typically Barrett Weaver will be back returning kickoffs for the Roos, and unfortunately for the Roos, Barrett's sick tonight, so we'll be missing him not only on kickoffs but also in the defensive secondary, and in his place for the kickoff tonight is number 34, Mark Pierce.
Mark Pierce and also Garrett Hudson back right at the 5-yard line for the Kangaroos. And we're just about ready to get this 8-4A football game underway. Boswell Pioneers are lined up, and here is the kickoff, and it'll go back to Mark Pierce. He's at the 10, goes to his right, the 15 and 20, and then right over the 20-yard line, he is knocked down by number 13 for the Pioneers. Our number 55 also, that would be George Ayala.
Well, let us see some of the Roo starting lineups here for the offensive line. We have number 52, Michael Branch, number 78, Jason Such, number 51, Michael Ross, number 63, Jose Antillion, and number 75, Joe Hosh.
Kangaroos out with one man in the backfield, and that will be Pierce, and he will take the pitch out, and he will get out across the 25 up to possibly the 26 as he goes over the left side behind big Bradley Simmons out there, and also Jason Such on the left side of the line for the Kangaroos, a gain of 4 yards.
Jason Such doing a good job of blowing his man out and getting Mark Pierce a chance to cut upfield on that run.
Defensively, we might want to watch Justin Hardesty, also Manny Martinez, Jeremy Hayworth, and Dusty Mosley for Boswell. And then quickly, there is a mess up on the next play as Zach Moore looked like he fumbled the ball, and then there was a little timing problem, and the Roos think it may be against the Pioneers.
Yeah, it looked to me like the maybe the line of the Pioneers jumped off sides, and so the Roos are going to have a second short here, maybe about a yard or a yard and a half to go for a first down.
Davuni, I think it's Brandon Davuni is the way that is pronounced, is one of their big guns on defense. We want to watch him. We have a second down. It was against Boswell. Here is Zach Moore. He'll take the ball and go right off his own right guard, and he is out around the 35, and that's a first down for the Roos. Want to get off to a good start against the Pioneers, Mark, and get on top of them, because their defense is very adequate, and we have seen them shut down some very good teams over the last few years. Coach Hesse was known for his defensive abilities before he came to Boswell. 1st and 10 from the 35. High backfield. Zach Moore, the quarterback. And it will go to Pierce again. He breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. And then squirts out across the 40. And it seems like that first man always misses Mark Pierce.
And number 35, Garrett Hudson, did a great job of sealing off the tackle on that play. Garrett led him right into the middle of the middle right side of the line, and did a great job of blocking for Mark Pierce.
Well, we're into the 4th play of the drive coming up. The ball just over the 40. Here is Moore, spins around. The ball is knocked out of his hands, and
it looks like the Roos have recovered down there.
Well, they're around the 43-yard line. That's where the pile is, and evidently the Kangaroos jumped on it. That was a dangerous situation there. One thing about this game, I talked with Coach Hess this morning, or Coach Hesse, and he said that he really thought this game would be determined by turnovers. Last year, as you know, Mark, the Kangaroos were able to get 4 turnovers against the Pioneers, and he said that was probably the difference in this game. He says if we have 4 turnovers against the Kangaroos, we'll lose for sure. Here is Moore, and he's going to be tripped up as he spins around and runs to the right side. And getting back there in the backfield is number 55. That is Ayala again, George Ayala. He is a junior.
Well, the Roos sure were fortunate to have Joe Hosh fall on that fumble and be able to hang on to it at the bottom of that pile. Looks like we'll have Garrett Hudson in to punt for the Roos.
So the Kangaroos are stymied on their first possession. Garrett Hudson will go back to punt. And he is standing at his own 26. Here is the snap. And nice high kick. And the Pioneers are going to let this one bounce. And that was a mistake. It's down across the 10, the 5, and it will be down at the 2-yard line.
Randy, that really was a mistake. That's great field position as far as the Roos are concerned.
Well, you can't say enough about what Garrett Hudson has done back there kicking.
Randy, real quickly, let's give you the lineup on the defensive line. We have number 71, Danny Merritt. Number 50, Scott Safford. 73, Jason Tidwell. 78, Jason Such. Number 83, Andrew Cope, and number 84, Jeremy Day.
So the Kangaroos have got him pinned up, and they want to try to hold him right here and get the ball back quickly. Here is the first play, and this goes right up the middle, maybe a yard or two, as Chuck Wilkie comes in to stuff it immediately.
And boy, that was a good job in the middle there by number 50, Scott Safford.
A gain of about 2 yards. They're going to mark the ball at the 4 of Boswell. Just underway, 7:48 to go in the first quarter. Boswell will send 2 men to the right side. They'll have an I backfield. And Lincoln is the deep back, and he has the ball, and this time he does find a hole across the right side, and he'll get out to around the 11-yard line.
Well, Randy, we had him backed up in the hole there. Kind of let him get free. It is going to be 3rd down. You sure would like to see the Roos stuff them right here with the yard to go and make them punt from deep in their own end zone.
It will be 3rd down and 1 for the Boswell Pioneers from their own 11-yard line. Again, they'll bring 2 receivers to the right side, the I formation. Lipke is the quarterback, and this will go to Isaiah Lincoln, and he'll have the first down right at the 15.
Well, then number 21 for the Roos came flying in there and did a good job on the stop there. That's Chuck Wilkie.
Well, you look at the Roos defense this year, their run defense, rushing yards, they've allowed 177 yards a game, and that's been gradually going down.
Well, of course, they started off against Stephenville, who's got a pretty potent rushing attack.
1st and 10 for Boswell from their own 15, and again, they will give it to Isaiah Lincoln. He's tripped up quickly this time, maybe the 17-yard line, and Mark, I believe somebody was in the backfield or someone pushed one of the Boswell linemen back that time, and Isaiah was tripped just about the time he got to the line of scrimmage.
Well, and Jared Tidwell did a good job of finishing him off there as he got to the line of scrimmage. And of course, Jared's been out the last 2 weeks with a broken arm. He's back in there for the Roos with a cast on his arm.
And now we see the spread with 4 receivers out for Boswell. Here's Litke. He's going back to pass, and this one is thrown quickly, and it will be incomplete around the 25. And back there quickly in the backfield, I think that was Tidwell. Now, you know, Jared is back this week with that cast. He does have a foam rubber covering over it.
But Jared's just got a lot of quickness in there, Randy, and does a good job of on the rush, and so it's great for the Roos to have him back.
3rd down. The Pioneers have got good size in their offensive line. They've had a big offensive line for the last several years, and it appears they've got another one this year. Of course, they had Pugh out there who's playing for TCU. Oh, here's a good play right over the middle. That is stuffed. Tidwell was in there, and also Danny Merritt.
Yeah, old Danny Merritt had to miss the first couple of games of the year, Randy, and he's just gotten stronger and stronger as the season's going on. And when you get him and Jared in there teaming together, it's hard to run against the right side of the Roo line.
And Merritt looks quicker and quicker every week. 4th down. Here is the punt by Boswell. It will land at the 45, and it will go all the way across midfield. Very good roll here for the Pioneers. Well, you hope that the Kangaroos could have got something better out of that, because that will roll all the way to the 33, so that will come out quite well for the Pioneers here in the first quarter. There is no score. 5:31 to go.
Randy, let's take time right quick to recognize the Roo backs and receivers. Number 9, Moore. Number 85, Boney. Number 35, Hudson. Number 34, Pierce. Number 5, Borland. Number 17, Legali. Number 20, Coates. 31, Shanahan. 88, Leslie. 81, Cook. 7, Holm. And 6, Clayton.
1st and 10 for the Kangaroos on their own 33. Here we go.
Breaking
a tackle again at the line of scrimmage, and then quickly getting through there. He gets across the 35 and the 40, all the way out to the 41. And you cannot underestimate his speed and quickness, and a lot of people have so far this year, and they've been burned.
Well, good job up there on the front by Joe Hosh and Bradley Simmons combining to open a big hole for Mark Pierce.
Gain of about 8 yards on that play. I formation this time for the Kangaroos. One receiver to the right. Here is Pierce up the middle. No, that is going to be Garrett Hudson. Quick handoff to Garrett from that blocking back position in the backfield, right up beside Mark Pearson. He shot right upfield and is across midfield to the 49 of Boswell.
Well, you know, Randy, we have grown accustomed to calling Mark Pierce's name and number so many times this year that when Garrett gets the ball, it's almost a little surprise, but Garrett can really run that ball as well as Mark.
And we've seen him go coast to coast with it. Here is a first down play. Here's more. 45 down to the 41-yard line, and now the Roos are opening up some big holes in the Boswell Pioneer defense. Gain of 8 again, this time by Zach Moore, and boy, he loves that play. Well, and, you know, they have to watch Pierce on that. Now, Pierce is kind of a decoy.
Right.
Mark, and he runs right down the line, comes right outside of Jason Such's block.
Well, you can't not watch Pierce in that situation, and you're just at a big disadvantage when Zach has that much speed.
2nd and 2.5.
There we go again.
And again, this will go to Garrett Hudson. Oh, they're opening up some big holes in the Kangaroo backs right now, Mark. They are hitting those holes quickly, and they're right past the line of scrimmage before the linebackers and the defensive backs for Boswell can react.
Well, and that's one of the good things for the Roo line is that they know they don't have to hold that hole open all day. All they have to do is make a seam, and one of those backs is going to squirt through there in a hurry.
1st and 10 from the Boswell 34. And this will go to Pierce. He'll again break a tackle around the 30-yard line and get across the 30 down to the 27. They're ripping off 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a try right now. We're down to 3:20 to go in the first quarter. And the Roos have moved from their own 33 to the 28-yard line of the Pioneers.
Well, Randy, the Roos started off just a little slow the first time they had the ball and didn't move. They moved, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 yards, but it's good to see them really in the groove right now.
Second down, 7 yards to go from the Pioneer 28. And
Here we
is
go.
Hudson
Go, Garrett.
breaking back
Go,
to the
Garrett.
direction. He's at the 20,
That way, Chad.
the 15, the 10, and Hudson. He'll take it in for a touchdown. Oh, I love that play, Mark Ribby. They ran that one against Mineral Wells.
Well, Randy, we just had some great blocking over on the right-hand side of the line. We had Jason Such and Bradley Simmons opening up a hole over there. And then once Garrett got into the secondary, Chad Legale took that quarterback and put him flat on his back. He had a pancake block, as you say, on that play. Really an excellent execution by the whole Roo team.
Jeremy McClure will try to add the extra point. Cole Borland will hold. Here is the kick. It will go up, and it's good. The Kangaroos have broke on top again. It's 7-0. We'll be right back in a minute.
Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Tuffet Muffet. She would have sat on anything, she was so wasted.
Your future is a long and winding road. There are many options, many distractions, many twists and turns you can take on the way. Your future is out there. Need directions? Weatherford College can help you get exactly where you want to go. So contact us today. At Weatherford College, our grads go places.
Al, Super Save Produce Buyer, line 1.
Dave, yeah, 20 truckloads of grade A direct from my orchards today at 20% below market price. You know, Dave, you could advertise a lower price if you bought my grade B. Yeah, but there's not that much difference. But it's good enough for your competitors. 20 truckload.
Super Save's low price gets you the good stuff.
Okay, the good stuff.
All right. Hey, good job up front. Good job up front.
That's the way to do it. Against this team, especially.
You know, I think we kind of self-destructed ourselves on that other drive. You know, they didn't stop us so much as we kind of failed to execute on a couple of plays.
Right. Pumped up that first drive, too.
You ready? Matt? A 67-yard drive for the Kangaroos. They lead at 7-0, and here is a kick. Back to the 5, to the 10-yard line comes the Boswell, and he is down at the 17, and that looks like Andy Colt back there to make a tackle.
Boy, Andy did a good job of getting down there quick, and he just zeroed in on that ball carrier and took him to the ground.
Well, that was Nick Hoffman returning the kickoff there for the Pioneers.
Randy, let's give the linebackers for the Roos right quick. We have number 25, Carlisle, 37, Such, 89, McClure, 44, Marin, 10, Stroud, and 74, Hammerman.
First and 10 for the Pioneers from their own 17-yard line. They have 3 receivers out. Here is the handoff. This will go to number 31, and he gets across the 25. Some hard running, knocked over and pulled down by Keith Such. And number 31 for Boswell, that is Nick Wyndham,
Randy
Jr.
We also had Jared Tidwell over there on the tackle that time.
I want to thank our Weatherford Kangaroo sponsors, Roger Williams, Chrysler Plymouth Dodge, the First National Bank of Weatherford. Hartness Printing, Sonic, Weatherford Municipal Utilities, Jerry's, Weatherford Democrat. That's a few of our sponsors. Here's the next play. Quick pass, left flat, complete, and out across the 35-yard line is the Pioneers this time. That was number 4, Tim Casebolt, catching that quick pass from Lipke.
Yeah, and we had Colt Borland out on the island out there defending that pass play, and also number 22, Shane Weeks, came over to help finish the runner off as he knocked him out of bounds.
1st and 10 for the Pioneers. I want to thank Southwest Ford, also Lone Star Furniture, Taco Bueno, a few more of our Kangaroo sponsors. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers, and this is going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage, right at the 35-yard line, and that was Isaiah Lincoln again. Jeremy Day was there for the Kangaroos.
Jeremy and Craig Boney, and also Kane Riddle coming in at the very end there to finish the runner off.
2nd down for the Pioneers. They got 1 yard on that play. We're down to 1:33 to go in the first quarter. Weatherford Kangaroos 7, Boswell nothing. They're trying to win 7 in a row. Pitch out, left side. This is to Lincoln, and he has a block or two and is able to squirt out over the 40-yard line before he's run out of bounds on the south side, right in front of the Pioneer bench. And they'll mark this at the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
A pretty good job of spreading that out or stringing that play out by the Roo defense, but we've got them in pretty good shape here. 2 yards or 3 yards to go for 3rd down. It sure would be good for the Roos to hold them and make them punt, get that ball back.
And this drive started at the Pioneers' 7-yard line. They have 3 receivers out now, 2 of them to the right side. High backfield. Baby. And this is stuffed. 43-yard line. Good job in the middle there by the Kangaroos. Craig Boney coming in.
Randy, we had just the entire front line of the Roo defense there. Jeremy Day and Scott Safford and Danny Merritt and Jason Tidwell all combining on that tackle.
4th down and 2 for Boswell now. They'll have to punt it. And back we'll see Colt Borland and also Garrett Hudson.
Well, Randy, that's the kind of play that can change a game right there. Instead of letting them go on down the field, we're going to make them punt and get that ball back.
Well, the time is running down here in the first quarter. They will not be able to get this play underway as Isaiah Lincoln was back to punt, but they're going to run off right now. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Weatherford Kangaroos 7, Boswell nothing. We'll be right back.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Can I have a puppy? What do you mean Ground's never coming back? Why does she get to stay up? Where do babies come from? Did you smoke marijuana when you were my age?
The older they get, the more complicated the questions. Here's how to answer.
Hello, I'm Don Cressman, candidate for District Judge for the 43rd Judicial District of Texas. I'm here today to ask you to do 2 things. First, I want you to support the Weatherford Kangaroos. Second, I want you to vote for me on the March 14, 2000 primary for District Judge. Thanks a lot.
Keep going, Garrett. Keep it up. Oh! Good job, Garrett Hudson.
Well, folks, Garrett Hudson just electrified this crowd here at Kangaroo Stadium. I believe he received that punt around his own 10-yard line and went all the way back to the Boswell 14-yard line. How many yards was that, Don Legale?
76? 76 yards. How about 76 yards?
What a punt return by Garrett Hudson, and now the Kangaroos are down at the 14 of the Pioneers. Quickly, here's Zach Moore. He's trying to run the quarterback draw. He'll get about a yard or two. But boy, he took it. He went to his right. He got through a wave of Boswell Pioneers around the 15 or 20-yard line. Then he got a real good block up around the 45 of the Kangaroos. He broke inside, then he broke back outside again, and then broke inside to get away from the last man. But that last break slowed him down just enough around his own, around the Boswell 35 or 30-yard line to where someone could come in from behind and get him. And boy, what a tremendous punt return by Garrett Hudson. And now we'll have a penalty. This will probably be against the Kangaroos, illegal procedure. And I just knew one of these times we weren't going to get back quick enough, Mark, and we were going to miss a big play. And I was going, uh-oh, this one is big. And he almost took that one all the way.
That was exciting, wasn't it, Randy? Well, the Roos back up 5 yards here to get us a little more operating room. And so now we need to go ahead and punch it in.
Well, we don't want to squander this opportunity against a tough Boswell defense. We'll have a second down and 15. Mark Pierce breaking tackles.
Get out here.
15. He's at the 10. 5. And Mark Pierce will go in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
Attaboy.
Oh, boy.
And that was pretty much pure desire on Mark Pierce's part.
It did not seem like there was a hole at all. And he went right into the center of the line, started stutter stepping, got away from one man, then around the 10-yard line, he got away from another, and then shot to the outside, went right into the corner, and the Kangaroos are up 13-0.
Randy, the first guy to congratulate Mark as he comes off the field is Garrett Hudson, the guy that got us down here this close.
McClure with the extra point. That is up, and it's good. Kangaroos 14, Boswell nothing. We'll be right back in a minute.
Hey, nice job, baby, nice job. Come on, you got it close.
Little Jack Horner sat in the corner. Sure, smoke that much pot, and you'd be paranoid too.
In the early days of Parker County, the courthouse and square was the focus of activity. Education was important. The first high school was built in 1885 on the north end of the block, now occupied by the City Hall. The White Junior High was constructed on the site of the old Central High and was used until the new South Main School was available.
We are named Weatherford National Bank because we are Weatherford. From the rodeo to the Peach Festival to Christmas on the Square and everything in between, you'll find us there sharing in the rich heritage of Weatherford and Parker County. Come by any of our 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo, where you'll find free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking, all the services that our customers have come to expect. Weatherford National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
All right, Matt.
All right, I'm going to give the defensive back some of that.
We're ready. 14-0. 18-yard run by Mark Pierce. Jeremy McClure kicking it off. Back to the 5-yard line, and here comes the return man for Boswell. Right straight up Phil. 25 and short of the 30. And he is blasted down as Wilkie and also McClure
Jeremy
both
McClure.
come in, and they strap him and wrap him up right there at the 28-yard line of the Pioneers. And boy, that was a very important run by Mark Pierce
Randy,
for that touchdown and a 14-0 lead for the Kangaroos, Mark.
Let's take time to talk about our defensive backs for tonight. We have number 21 Wilkie, number 40 Clay, 18 Weaver, 5 Borland, 3 Riddle, 22 Weeks, and 28 McDaniel.
And Litke will go back to pass, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. And there is Garrett Hudson, or is that Boney? That's Boney back there to make the tackle, Craig Boney. And that will be a loss of about 5 yards, and the Kanga Crunch defense now making its presence felt with 10:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Randy, you know, Boswell's somewhat known as a passing team, but the Roos with a lead like this are really going to put the rush on them.
They'll have 3 receivers out now, 2nd and 15. The ball will go to Isaiah Lincoln, and he has a good hole. 35 all the way out to the 38-yard line. It will be short of the point needed, and he is a quick little back. You've got to watch him.
Randy, we talked about Barrett Weaver being out tonight, and out there on that left corner for the Roos tonight is Mike McDaniel. Mike's got a lot of playing time in this year and has done a great job, and he was in on that tackle just then.
3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go for the Pioneers. Let's see if the Kanga Crunch can stop them here. They'll have 2 receivers to the left side and 1 man in the backfield. That is Lincoln. And here is Litke. He's going to carry it, and he will get the first down as he crosses the 40-yard line. Right off left tackle, cuts upfield, gets away from Tidwell, and also can't see his number right now. That is number 35, Garrett Hudson, who were both there, but not in time, and that'll be a first down for the Pioneers.
Randy, that's kind of a hard play. They only had a short amount of yardage to go for the first down, and kind of hard to keep them from getting a first down right there.
And it's out across the 40. 1st and 10 for Boswell. They are trailing 14-0. This is a big game tonight, and I don't know why there it is. I was wondering why we didn't get the flag, because it was obviously an illegal procedure against the Pioneers, and finally the linesman back or on the south side throws it, and back it will go for 5 yards. So this will help the Kangaroos. You know, it's tough enough to move against Weatherford, but when you have to go 15 yards, it makes it doubly tough.
Well, Randy, that's one of the things we talked about earlier in the broadcast, is that typically Boswell does not beat themselves. They don't make a lot of penalties, and they typically don't turn the ball over a lot. So we need to take advantage of it when they do make a mistake.
1st and 15. Litke back to pass.
Here we
and
come.
He's going to run to the left side, throws a long pass. Got a man down there, but it's over his head at the 25 of Weatherford. And there you can see the arm of Litke. He let off and threw one there about 40 yards in the air on the run.
Yeah, we had Mike McDaniel down there covering the receiver, Randy, and Mike had pretty good coverage on the receiver. It had to have been just a perfect pass for it to have been caught. So even though it was a long pass, pretty good. That play was pretty much in the odds of the Roos with Mike out there.
2nd down and 15. The ball is at the 36 of Boswell. Now we'll have the full spread with only Litke back in the shotgun. Here's the snap, and this will be a screen pass over the middle, and there's nobody there.
Here we go.
As I think the intended receiver, Lincoln, was knocked down. We're going to have a penalty on this play, and this might be either someone downfield, or perhaps they might get the Kangaroos for defensive holding. Let's see what they call. And this will go against Boswell. They are moving back. So now they are self-destructing somewhat in this drive. 14-0 the score. The Kangaroos on top with 8:24 to go in the second quarter. And the Kangaroos are going to just decline this penalty.
No, I think we'd rather take the down there than yardage. And we've got our nickelback coming in, number 3, Kane Riddle, and 31, Shanahan, coming in to play defense for the Roos.
Kane Riddle has been taking Clay's spot now that Darrell Clay has an ankle injury, and he's been playing well. Here we go, 3rd down and 15. Litke will move to his right, and he's going to run it now. He does. Across the 40, gets some yardage, out to the 45. As Kane Riddle was over there, and he got away from Safford around the line of scrimmage, but that's not going to be enough.
Randy, that's one more example of the Roo defense bending a little bit and letting a little yardage get by, but not letting the big play get to them. As good an arm as Litke has, he's going to be able to pass the ball if you give him half a chance. So they did a great job of flushing him out of that pocket and making him go ahead and run.
4th down for the Pioneers. They will punt. And here is a low liner. And this is picked up by Borland around the 25, and he'll be wrapped up at the 30-yard line of the Kangaroos. And he juggled that one just a bit, but was able to haul it in. And so the Roos will start at their own 29.
You know, Randy, Colt is a real good baseball player, and he did juggle that just a little bit, but as an outfielder, he's real sure-handed, and so it wasn't too much danger of him fumbling on that play, I don't think.
Well, a 14-0 lead for the Kangaroos, and they want to keep the pressure up. They have got the Pioneers down right now, and 1st and 10 from their own 29. I backfield. 2 receivers out for the Roos. Here's Zach Moore, and this one will go to Mark Pearson. He's going to be wrapped up immediately, and perhaps a loss of a yard. And coming in was number 31 for the tackle, and that is Nick Wyndham.
Randy, let's take a look at our offense per game here. Do I have video of that? Yeah. As you can see from the graphic, the rushing yards per game for the Roos so far this year is 325, and total offensive yards for the game is 373.
It's been a long time since the Kangaroos have had a team that's averaged over 300 yards. Here is the next play for the Roos, and we'll go to the left side. And carrying the ball this time is Zach Moore. He'll have a short gain up to around the 30. 3rd down and 9 for the Roos.
Well, looks like the Boswell defense is stiffened up here a little bit, Randy, and Roos need to go ahead and make a big play on 3rd down here to get that 1st down. That would certainly dampen the spirits of the Boswell Pioneers.
Well, they still haven't thrown a pass to Leslie, which is what I've been wanting to see in a situation like this. Here is Zach Moore. He's back. It's going to be the draw. He's going to be wrapped up around the line of scrimmage. Finally falls forward for a couple of yards up to around the 32, and now the Kangaroos will have to give it up.
Well, you talked earlier in the program about the Pioneers always being prepared or well coached, and obviously they've seen that draw play from the Roos, and they had their players ready for that today.
Well, normally Boswell is a very tough team to run against.
We've got Garrett Hudson back to punt. Of course, Garrett ran that long 76-yard punt return earlier in the 2nd quarter, so now he's going to punt it away.
And he does. Oh, beautiful punt. Spiral, deep, and fair caught by Boswell back at the 27-yard line. That was David Fields back there to field it. Boy, that was a great punt, and Garrett Hudson's punts have been very instrumental in this 14-0 lead here in the 1st quarter. He got the Pioneers backed up early, one, and now here's another one for over 40 yards.
Well, Garrett's just been very, very consistent in everything that he's done this year. He's a very consistent runner and blocker on offense. Typically plays safety on defense for the Roos, and of course he's a punter. So he and Colt Borland are kind of the Iron Men. Both of them playing a lot on every team, every part of the game.
Pioneers have it. 5:31 to go. 2nd quarter. High formation. Litke back to pass. He'll roll, and he's going to be stormed on. The ball is fumbled, and it's still being fought for on the ground, and finally the Pioneers are able to pick it up.
Woo, boy, that was exciting.
Well, you know, Safford had a shot at it. He was over there. He looked like it slipped right through his hands. Boney was back there, and he couldn't get it.
Randy, I believe it was Jeremy McClure that was able to hit Lichty kind of from the blind side there, and when he did, he just wrapped him up, drove him into the ground, and that ball popped out, and the Roos had a good chance at picking that thing up.
And you love to see them be able to get out there that quickly on these rollouts, because the reason he's rolling out is to get away from the rush. And he turned to throw, and he was in trouble quickly.
That's
Here's a
it.
handoff. It won't get much. Perhaps 3 yards across the 25. We'll have a third down play, and again, about 10 yards to go for Boswell.
That was the brother Such there on that tackle, Randy. We had both Jason and Keith Such combining on that tackle.
And that's a couple of pretty good football players, such as they are.
Such as they are, that's right.
3 receivers to the left side for the Pioneers. They'll have a third down and 11. Litkey's back. He's looking for receivers, and here's a penalty flag, and this will be against the Pioneers. And this is not typical. They've fumbled the ball once or twice, and now a number of penalties here on the last 2 drives.
Well, this probably gives you a picture of how quick the Roo defensive line is, Randy, because the Boswell offensive line is anticipating that snap count, trying to get ahead of the Roo defensive line, and that speed for the Roo defensive line is really showing up in the Boswell errors.
Don't you wish that defense had been able to fall on that fumble? They could have jumped on the Pioneers and really put them in a hole here in the first half.
We've got some third down defensive statistics that I want to give to you right quick, Randy.
All right.
Third down opportunities, 87. Third downs denied, 57. So third downs denied percentage is 66% of the time.
2 out of 3. Let's see if they do it this time. Yes. Oh, there comes Kane Riddle. And what a tackler Kane Riddle is. A little pass out in the flat, and that will be another loss as Kane Riddle comes up from his strong safety position, and he was right on top of the receiver in a picture-perfect tackle.
Well, that was probably a good call for the Boswell, but Kane Riddle sure had that one sniffed out.
4th down, long yardage here for the Pioneers. The punt is end over end. They still get a good bounce on it. It'll be picked up by Garrett Hudson. 45, 50, 45, 40, and finally spun out of bounds around the 38-yard line of the Pioneers. And Garrett Hudson's having a good game today, punting well and returning punts.
Randy, I don't know exactly how many yards he returned that punt, but I'm going to guess about 15 yards. And the way it was rolling and the speed that it was rolling downfield, it probably would have made another 10 or 15 yards that the Roos would have lost. So Garrett really made up about a 30-yard differential by fielding that ball and then carrying it upfield for the Roos.
And it took a little courage to field that one because it was really traveling end over end when he got his hands on it. Moore's back to pass, throws one downfield, and he's got a man. And it just
a flag there now.
Just over Colt Borland, and Borland gave it a dive at the 2-yard line. He had a man behind him. That ball was lofted very high by Zach Moore, but it was relatively well covered.
It looked like Colt pretty much had Scott Stewart beat a little bit there, number 21 for Boswell, and looked like Stewart had already started to tackle Colt just as the ball was getting there. That one definitely could have drawn a flag, I thought.
3:21 to go in the second quarter. The Kangaroos are leading it 14-0. They win, they're in the playoffs. Looking for 7 wins in a row. Here is Moore up the middle. 35, 30, down to the 26-yard line. And there the linebacker is able to grab him, Nick Wyndham. But that will be a first down as we see Zach Moore go back in the shotgun formation and just shoot right upfield, just darting left and right. And with his quickness, he is a tough one to get a hold of on that play.
Well, Joe Hosh and 63 Jose Entalon combining to block for Zach that time.
Ball's at the 26. Good block, and here's Mark Pierce. 15. Down to the 10-yard line goes Mark Pierce. And you can just see the blocking on the left side of that line, Mark. Just set up a wall, and you had an idea when Mark Pierce hit that hole that something good was going to happen, and it did. for about 14 yards and a first down. The ball is at the 10-yard line of the Pioneers, and then Roos are driving again.
Randy, the Roos are having success whether they're going left or whether they're going right. Both Bradley Simmons and Jason Such doing a good job on that left side of opening a big hole for Mark Pierce.
And it looks like 1st and 10. I believe they can get a first down. Moore spins around. He's going to be trapped this time at the 11-yard line, and not going for that fake was George Ayala. Good tackle by Ayala back around the 11 or 12-yard line of the Pioneers. We're down to 2:24 to go. They've got to get points on this drive, I think, Mark. So important. Even if it's not a touchdown, they need to get something on the board here and take advantage of this tremendous field position.
Well, there's a lot of difference between going in 14-0 and 21-0.
2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line of Boswell. Handoff, Pierce, and he's going to be trapped for another loss. And coming in is Ayala again. And he's back around the 15, so 2 plays have lost 5 yards. Let's take a break right here. You're listening to Weatherford Kangaroo Football on KZ 1220, your sports center.
Your hometown bank teams up with your hometown Kangaroos to provide the support for a successful athletic year at Weatherford High School. Texas Bank, a proud sponsor of the Kangaroo Stadium scoreboard, the Sports Medicine John Deere Gator, and the new athletic training complex. Texas Bank makes the commitment to our student athletes to place them in the winner's circle. Backing our Kangaroos, banking at Texas Bank. Member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
You can find yourself living in the middle of breathtaking beauty among the wildlife of Texas at Silverado on the Brazos. This upscale, low-density equine residential development has a world-class arena, 200 box stalls, and professional trainers on site. Spectacular building sites in the Brazos River. Boating, hiking, trail riding, and coming soon, an 18-hole championship golf course. To choose your beautiful home site, call 817-341-7770.
It's always someone else's kid who smokes marijuana. Someone else's kid who's messing up in school. Someone else's kid who's having trouble at home. But what happens when someone else's kid meets your kid? Talk to your kids about marijuana before someone else does.
So let's see what they will do here. I'm sure we'll see a pass play of some kind.
Randy, we've got some 3rd down offensive statistics for the Roos so far this year. On 3rd down opportunities, have had 60. They have converted 23 of those opportunities for a 3rd down conversion rate of 38%. Sure would like to see the Roos convert on this one.
Well, let's see what they do. Now, this is an unusual formation. They've got 2 tight ends in. They have no wide receivers. And Moore is going to give it off to Pierce, and he's having some problems, and he gets away for the initial surge. And they called him down, I think, a little early on that play. He's back around the 19-yard line. Actually, Pierce broke away from a couple of the Pioneers, and he was going to go back to the other side. He had an open field, but they blew the whistle, and they're going to call him down at the 18-yard line of the Pioneers. So we'll have a 4th down play, and perhaps McClure will come in here for about a 35-yard field goal attempt. Ball will be placed at the 25.
Randy, let me give you some of the special team players that we have for the Roos, their kicking teams. We have number 52, Michael Branch, the deep snapper. Of course, number 35, Garrett Hudson, is a punter. Number 8, Phillips, punter and kicker. And number 89, Jeremy McClure, kicker.
Well, if they do decide to go for the 3 here, that will be a 35 or 36-yard field goal attempt by Jeremy McClure. He is 2 for 2 in field goals this year. And the last one he kicked was against Mineral Wells.
Of course, Randy, Jeremy is a very good soccer player for the Roos soccer team. And kicking those extra points of field goals kind of comes natural to him. He does we were mentioning that you're left-handed. He's left-footed. So
well, we were also talking about left-handed people are marginally smarter than right-handed people, Mark.
What is the margin on that, Randy?
I'm not sure. I'm bringing it way down myself for the left-handers, but the other guys are keeping it up high. Here is the hole by Borland. Here is the kick.
Plenty long.
It looks like it's right through.
Good job.
That is a field goal of 35 yards for Jeremy McClure. And there's that left foot. 17-0. The Kangaroos. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. Well, duh. That's what happens when you get stoned.
Teamwork. That's what it's all about in football. The teams that win championships always work together. It's the same in banking. The folks at First National Bank of Weatherford work together as a team to provide the best service possible. We're the best bank in town because of teamwork. We treat all our customers as a VIP because to us, everyone is important. Come by today and see what teamwork can do for you at the First National Bank of Weatherford. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Here at Green's Florist, we strive to please our customers. Come by and see our large selection of silks, plants, cut flowers, balloons, and novelty items. Established in 1957, we're the oldest family-owned florist in Weatherford, having over 55 years of combined experience with a friendly and knowledgeable staff. We're located at 701 North Main. Give us a call at 594-2733, and we send flowers worldwide.
Kangaroos are leading the Pioneers of Boswell 17-0 and a 35-yard field goal by Jeremy McClure. And the Roo defense been able to hold this attack of the Pioneers throughout the first half. Here is a low bouncing kickoff, and it's picked up around the 15. He'll move it out over the 35-yard line, around over the 30-yard line, out to the 32. Randy, the Pioneers will have 1 minute and 9 seconds here as that was picked up by Lael Walton, the deep man for the Pioneers.
We just had a whole host of Roos in on that tackle, but the last one getting up off the field was Drew Shanahan, so just a good job there. Had 5 or 6 men around the ball carrier.
Well, it's very rare for the opponent to get out over the 30 on that kickoff. We're at the 32. Litke is rolling to his left.
Get him right
there. He is going to be in trouble, and he's going to be down by Safford at the line of scrimmage. Good work by Safford that time. It looked like Lipke didn't see him. He ran right back in towards Safford, and Safford was waiting on him.
Well, he did see Jason Such, and he was trying to avoid Jason and ran right back into Scott. You're right.
No huddle. 5 receivers out. Litke's back. Fires a pass. It'll be caught. It'll be a first down out over the 40.
He's inbounds.
Let's call it the 44-yard line. There are 37 seconds left in the first half. The Roos are on top. 17-0. And again, they've looked good, and it's been spread around here in the first half. Garrett Hudson helping with a long punt return. And a drive. Mark Pierce had a lot of yardage on it. Here's a pass. Over the middle, there is Hudson
good try,
waiting
Garrett.
for it at the 30-yard line. He dives, but he's not able to pick it up. We also have a penalty flag on the play. And you have to think this will probably go against Boswell. We have 30 seconds to go, second quarter.
Randy, our defensive backs in there, or Mike, my goodness, my mind went blank there on me. Mike McDaniel. We've got Garrett Hudson deep. We've got Colt Borland, Drew Shanahan, and Kane Riddle.
And Mike McDaniel is in for an ailing at Barrett to Weaver tonight. Mike's done a good job over there. In fact, they haven't thrown too many passes in that direction, but Mike has been right over there handling that cornerback spot. And then Colt Borland on the right side. Weeks and Kane Riddle are also in. Here's a draw play, and this will go to Isaiah Lincoln. and he'll get some yardage, but this is not going to be enough for Boswell. They're going to have to move the ball faster than this. We're down to 23 seconds. Out to the 49-yard line.
Chuck Wilkie and Mike McDaniel just combined to really drive him into the ground over there. We've got Darrell Clay coming in for a play.
Darrell Clay is coming in, and Weeks will come out. Darrell Clay recovering from an ankle injury he suffered against Springtown. Second down for the Pioneers. Again, rolling out is Litke. He's going to throw a long pass. This will be way over the head of the receiver around the 20-yard line of Weatherford. Back was Colt Borland, also Darrell Clay and Garrett Hudson. There were three of them over there on that receiver. That was Nick Hoffman.
Well, that was one of those passes, Randy, that would have just been right on the button for the Boswell receiver to catch it, because we did have triple coverage there, and all three of those guys have good hands. If it had been close, we'd probably had another pickoff.
Well, this started at the Boswell 32. They're out to the 49. They have a third down and 5. We're down to 16 seconds. Back goes Litke. Again, he throws a long pass. This one probably will be intercepted, and it is. There's Colt Borland. Let's see where he goes with it. He's at the 10.
Good block.
And he's going to be tackled up around the 12-yard line. So another interception for the Roos, and I believe that is their 6th interception this year. And Zach Moore has not been intercepted all year long. So the Kangaroos add to their totals, and Don Legale says that is number 8 for the Roos. And Colt Borland has him a pick, and with just 3 seconds left, I'm sure the Roos will come in. We'll have the kneel down, and that will be the end of the first half. But the Roo defense shining against a potentially dangerous Boswell spread attack.
Well, it's a great first half for the Roos, Randy. 17-0 lead, and they don't come out looking like they're going to take the knee, but they do.
And there is the kneel down by Zach Moore. And what a good, exciting first half for the Kangaroos. And they're doing it again, folks. It's 17-0. Weatherford Kangaroos over the Boswell Pioneers. We'll be back with some halftime statistics and some commentary from Don Legale and the Executive Vice President of the First National Bank, Mark Reedy, right after we pause.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Those who dive lightly into the market today soon discover that when opportunities swim side by side with peril, it is easy to lose all sense of direction. The riskier the investment environment, the more you need the fixed income strategies of Cummer Moyers Capital Advisors. Is your investment advisor recommending Cummer Moyers for $19.99? Cummer Moyers, managing money, earning trust.
Pete's Place, this is Egan. May I help you?
On June the 1st, 1976, it was my opportunity to walk in the front door of the Pizza Place in Weatherford, Texas. At that time, you could get the lunch special, which is a small cheese pizza, a salad, and a drink for only 95 cents. There's been a lot of things that have changed in Weatherford, Texas in the last 23 years, but there's one thing that's always remained constant. The Pizza Place and the Weatherford Kangaroos have always been a perfect combination.
Just about ready to get the second half underway. Kangaroos are leading by the score of 17-0. The Roos will be kicking off. They'll be kicking off to the east side of the field here for the Pioneers. Back is number 25. That is Nick Hoffman, one of the deep men, and number 27. That's Lael Walton for the Pioneers. Here is Jeremy McClure placing the ball down on the tee at the 40-yard line. Mark Reeby, you ready to go for the second half?
You bet, Randy. That was a great first half, and I'm looking forward to the second half.
And you have always talked about, Mr. Reeby, the importance of these first 5 or 6 minutes of the third quarter. If the Kangaroos come out and hold them, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Boswell, and if Boswell comes down and scores, they're going to be right back in the game. Here is the kickoff, and it's taken at the 10, up to the 15 and 20, 25, and up to the 29-yard line. And that was Isaiah Lincoln with the ball. He was actually the deep man back on the right side for the Pioneers.
Andrew Cope, number 83 for the Roos, came flying in for the tackle that time, Randy.
Well, the Kangaroos have been holding their opponents inside the 30-yard line all year on the kickoff returns, and we don't see many teams start out with good field position after the Roos kick off. Here's the first play. Isaiah Lincoln over the left side. He'll get out across the 35 up to the 37-yard line. Second down and about 3 yards to go for Boswell.
Well, Craig Boney and Chuck Wilkie combining on the stop there, Randy, and Boswell's can't come out the first play a little fired up. Gained about 6 yards there.
Second down and 7. Here is Litke. He's going back to pass. He has a receiver. This will be caught on a slanting pass around the 45, and he is quickly up to midfield, and he's wrapped up by Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Mike doing a good job of being very sure about his tackle, and also Chuck Wilkie coming over and delivering a hard blow right at the very end of the play there.
Just underway here in the second half, 17-0. The Kangaroos are leading. First and 10 for the Pioneers. Across midfield and down to the 46-yard line is again Isaiah Lincoln. And he's been getting some good blocks over there by Michael Barrera.
Yeah, we had
and also big number 78. You know, Julian Pena, the right guard, right tackle on the right side. Boy, he is a giant. He's got to be well over 300 pounds. And they've been running off of him most of the evening.
Well, no question they've got the size on us, Randy, but our defensive and offensive lines have been much quicker tonight so far than Boswell.
Second and 6. Here is a pitch out. This will go to Isaiah Lincoln again. He has good yardage across the 40. He has very quick feet, Mark Reeby, and it seemed like he's able to move and make very quick cuts right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he's a good back, Randy, no doubt about it. And I believe he told me that he's just a sophomore so far.
He is only a sophomore. And I think Coach Hesse did not want to talk about Isaiah Lincoln too much today. He did not want Lincoln getting very much attention before this game.
He didn't want to let the cat out of the bag, huh?
10-10 to go in the third. First and 10 for Boswell. They're at the Weatherford 38. This is not going to get much. It's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, and falling forward for maybe 1 yard is Lincoln, and over there is Chuck Wilkie, and also Jeremy McClure was there.
Yeah, Jeremy did a good job of stuffing his blocker, ran him right back into the offensive back, and then wrapped him up on the tackle.
And McClure, he appears to be playing the Sam linebacker again, and Such is the Bone linebacker in the middle. Here is Litke. He's going to keep it, run to the right side. Not much yardage again. It'll be stacked up around the 35. And there is Keith Such. And also Chuck Wilkie. And Chuck Wilkie has come up and made so many tackles back from that free safety position over the past few weeks. And he's been a very vital part of the Kangaroo defense.
Randy, we had 4 players in on the tackle there. Kane Riddle and Jeremy McClure also helping out with that. That's what you like to see from the Roo defense is not just one guy tackling the runner, but 4 or 5 guys.
This drive started at the Boswell 29. Third down and 6 yards to go from the Weatherford 35. And here is the little back Isaiah Lincoln. He won't have the first down. He'll be stuffed around the 30-yard line. And we'll have a fourth down and about 1 yard. So it'll be a decision time for Boswell.
Well, Randy, let's take a look at our fourth down defense right quick. On fourth down opportunities so far, the Roos have faced 11. They have denied the opponents on 7 occasions. So 64% of the time, the Roos have stopped their opponents, and this is a very critical fourth down against Boswell.
Boswell will come out in the I formation. Here is Litke, quarterback sneak. He'll have the first down across the 28. They may give him the 27-yard line of Weatherford. So this is the kind of response that the Boswell fans wanted to see here early in the third. Take the ball and drive it in. And they have moved from their own 29, and now they are at the Kangaroo 28. 7:53 to go in the third quarter. I formation again. Here's a pitch out. This will go to Lincoln, and he'll break a tackle or two and then squeeze across the 25 down to around the 22-yard line, and he's a slippery one to get a hold of, Mark. Looked like he was going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage, but he got through there, and that's a gain of about 7 yards.
Well, he's seen the holes very well, Randy. They're not very big holes, but he is, like you say, he's quick enough to get through those, and we're having our defensive backs make a few more tackles than we'd like to see right now.
2nd down and 6 yards to go, and here's the fullback getting it this time. He'll be stuffed after a yard right at the 20.
Well, good job in there.
Inside.
Yeah, Safford and Wilkie and Jeremy McClure kind of combining on that tackle. 3rd and short, about 3 yards to go here.
And this will be another very important play in this drive. And they've been running to the right side behind big Julian Pena, who is well over 300 pounds. 3rd and 3. Litke will roll out. He has a receiver.
Oh, good hit.
He's going to be met immediately, but it might be enough for the first down at the 17-yard line. And that was number 88, Tony Smith, with the reception. And he had a couple of men in the clear right there around the 20 of Weatherford. And he found Tony Smith at a nice hard tackle. But that will be a first down.
Boy, Mike McDaniel did put a hit on him there.
Again, we have the I backfield. 2 receivers out. Here is number 22, Lincoln, driving over left guard. A gain of 2 yards for Lincoln, perhaps 3. Let's see where they mark the ball. And it will be at the 14. We'll call that a gain of 3 yards. 6:08 to go in the third quarter. The Kangaroos are leading 17-0.
Well, you know, Randy, the Roos have bent several times this year and not broken. This is one of those cases where they need to really hold them.
And again, the I formation. This will go to Isaiah Lincoln. Not much yardage. Closed off quickly by Craig Boney.
Now, Craig Boney out there doing a good job, and also number 22, Shannon Weeks, for the tackle.
And this is normally the area that the Kangaroo defense begins to stiffen up. And I don't have their red zone totals, but they have done quite well. We'll try to get that for you in just a minute in the red zone. We'll get it after this play. 3rd down and 5. 2 receivers to the right side. Pitch out will go to the left. And here is Lincoln. He'll get 2 yards down to around the 10-yard line. So we'll have a 4th down and about 3 yards to go from the Kangaroo 10 to the red zone. Defense this year, the other team has had 16 opportunities. They did not score 6 times, and Kangaroos have allowed 10 touchdowns in those 16 opportunities, and no team has kicked a field goal. So let's go ahead and take a break right here. You're listening to Weatherford Kangaroo Football on KZ. We'll be right back.
I just don't want to. I think a lot of kids smoke pot. I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't. Why do I have to be so different? Different. Maybe we're not as different as we think.
First National Bank of Weatherford is excited about the 1999 Weatherford High School season. Since 1880, the First National Bank of Weatherford has provided friendly and reliable service to the folks in Weatherford and surrounding area. We wish all of the players, cheerleaders, band members, and fans success in all they do in 1999. Come by and visit with your personal banker at First National Bank of Weatherford, member FDIC and equal housing lender. In the early 1900s through the 1950s, Weatherford was known as the watermelon capital of the world. Farmers brought wagon loads of large melons to sell to visitors passing through the square. The watermelon that most people remember being in Weatherford was this one on the south side of the square, constructed for a parade around the courthouse. Weatherford was the watermelon capital of the world.
Good. 4:58 to go in the third quarter. And go ahead, Don Legale. I think you had some stats there to give us.
Well, you were talking about red zone. I've got the Roos on red zone on offense, not on the defense. So let's go back to the play. The Boswell Pioneers are back on the field and ready to run this very important 4th down and 3 to go play.
And the Kangaroo crowd is standing. We'll have a 4th and 3 for Boswell. They have 3 receivers out. I backfill. Lipke is under. And it goes to the first man. He's not going to get it. He's going to be stuffed around the 8-yard line. There he is, Tidwell, coming in.
Well, we just had the
Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it up near the point needed. Let's see what they're going to have to come out and measure this one, I am sure. But it certainly looked like he did not get that much yardage, Mark.
He sure got a favorable spot is what it looked like to me. They are going to, looks like they are going to measure it. And Don Legale saying it's short by about 3 inches.
Well, let's see. Don Legale is usually right in these situations.
Well, he's got a good set of eyes.
But it certainly didn't look like he got as far as they marked it.
Stretch that thing. Atta baby.
And they have held.
Atta baby.
And the Kanga Crunch defense has done it again inside their 10. They did it several times against Brewer.
Actually, I think that was more like 2.5 inches instead of 3. Don was
a little long on that one. I'll tell you what.
I missed it, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me go back to my other job.
Well, the Kangaroos have held. They have the ball at the 7-yard line, and Boswell kept the ball for quite a while there. There is only 4 minutes and 51 seconds left in the third quarter. We have a penalty flag. This might be offsides against the Pioneers. Looked like someone jumped there.
They have been anxious and looked like Roos going to pick up an easy 5 here.
So we can say now there have been 17 opportunities for the opponents inside the Kangaroo 20. You know, I was looking at our offense. The Kangaroos strike from such a long distance that we don't have that many trips inside the 20 of our opponents.
Not that much of a red zone to...
I mean, the Kangaroos are striking with Mark Pierce out there at 70, 80, 90 yards. And Randy Hudson from 35.
Randy, that's what I was about to get to. We've got 16 touchdowns that we've scored from inside the 20-yard line. We've got 13 touchdowns we've scored from somewhere else on the field.
Well, here we go.
1st and 5 for the Kangaroos, as that was a penalty against Boswell. Here is Garrett Hudson. He's going to break to the outside, across the 15 and the 20-yard line, and that is a very important first down right there for the Kangaroos. And you know, that was stuffed on the left side of the line, and Garrett Hudson did that on his own.
Well, Randy, they knocked Garrett all the way out onto the track there, and there was about 5 Roos that just reached out and grabbed him by the jersey and jerked him to his feet and sent him back out on the field. So that was really a good run by Garrett.
1st and 10 for the Roos. They're at the 20-yard line. 4:24 to go in the third quarter. We have 3 receivers to the right side, and Zach Moore is going to run that way.
Get out there,
Zach. Gets away from the...
Atta boy, go! Turn it on now! Turn it on! You got him, baby! You got him!
40! 10-yard line! Zach Moore!
That is it!
80 big ones!
Woo! Boy, you talk about a backbreaker.
Whoa, 2 of them at the line of scrimmage had a shot at him. And then when he broke to the outside on the south side of Kangaroo Stadium, he turned on the jets and he shot down that sideline, and I think he just stunned the defensive backs of Boswell. He just blew right past him.
Randy, Zach is an excellent hurdler in track, And as fast as he was going, I believe he could have gone over hurdles and still outrun him that time.
And he definitely jumped into his Kanga stride early in that one. And an 80-yard run by Zach Moore, and now McClure will add the extra point. And the Kangaroos are rolling tonight at Kangaroo Stadium. It is 24-0. We'll be right back.
Honey, can you pay these bills? It won't take you very long if you use Texas Banker Online.
Sure. Girls, I'll be right back.
Texas Banker Online, a simple and secure way to bank over the internet with no service charge. Now you can pay bills quickly and conveniently from the comfort of your own home with Texas Banker Online.
That was quick.
Yeah, that Texas Banker Online is really simple. Whose turn is it anyways?
Texas Banker Online, a product from Texas Bank. Plug in now.
Dennis Connolly and Associates at Weatherford Physical Therapy have been serving and supporting Parker County since 1982. Their new location is at 1404 South Main, next to the Golden Moon. Weatherford's only privately owned rehabilitation clinic specializing in physical, occupational, and speech therapy. The latest equipment demonstrates their commitment to quality personal care. For all your sports medicine, spine, and orthopedic rehab needs, call 341-3600. Weatherford Physical Therapy Services.
Hi, I'm Shannon Carney, and this is my sister Stacy of Vic Cressman and Carney.
Hi, this is Laura Cressman from Vic Cressman and Carney.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Vick of Vic Cressman and Carney.
Together, we are Vic Cressman and Carney, and we support the Kangaroos.
Oh yeah, there is that other Vic Cressman and Carney, and they support the Roos too.
Fisher wants to back up a little bit. Get it out of the end zone, buddy.
Well, Zach Moore just took 180 yards for the Kangaroos. They have a 24-0 lead, and Don Legale and Mark, we've been talking about the other guys have to pick it up if Boswell decides they're going to stop Pierce, and that is what happened right there. And here is the kickoff, and what a beautiful tackle. That is Andy Cope coming in, and he gets Isaiah Lincoln just as he gets started at around the 18-yard line.
I believe that's two kickoff tackles for Andy in a row. Boy, he really got down there in a hurry.
He has turned into a monster on the kickoff team.
And don't think he was untouched. There was a guy trying to block him, and he knocked his way right through the block and hit the ball carrier.
So Boswell suddenly finds themselves down 24-0. Here is the first play from scrimmage. A look-in pass around the 25. It will be complete for about 6 or 7 yards. As this one goes to Tim Casebolt.
Well, we had Weeks and Mike McDaniel combining on the tackle that time. You would think that Boswell's going to have to try to move that ball up and down the field a little more rapidly, so they're going to have to start passing that thing.
3:35 to go in the third quarter. Here's a handoff.
Attaboy.
Here is a nice tackle in the backfield as Boney comes in from his linebacker spot. Jumps on Isaiah Lincoln immediately. And that's a loss of a yard.
Randy.
Back to the 27. We'll have a third down and about 3.5 to go.
Well, Craig just did a great job shedding his block. He had somebody on him almost the entire time until he tackled the running back in the backfield. Great job there by Craig.
That 80-yard run, you know, Kanga Zach passed Zach Rabbit in the stats last week. Zach Rabbit, of course, Zach Hunter of Stephenville. So Kanga Zach has got another 80. He's going to go past Hunter quite a ways now, it appears. Here's a good pass, but it's just off the fingertips of Lee Tucker in the flat around the 40-yard line. And that was a third down play by Litke, and that is going to be fourth down, and they'll have to punt it now from their own 27.
Well,
good defense by Weatherford right there.
You bet. We had Colt Borland and Darrell Clay over there combining for the coverage.
And Zach Moore, Garrett Hudson taking up the slack in this game. Here is the punt. Low liner. Thorland has it, and he called a fair catch at the 48. And so the Roos will take over at their own 47-yard line, leading it 24-0.
Randy, those are really important kind of plays right there that Colt just made. Instead of letting that ball, that punt, roll another 20 or 25 yards downfield, he did the smart thing, even though he didn't feel like he could run with the ball. He got up front, caught that thing, and saved the Roos quite a bit of yardage there.
And so now you want the Roos to just keep it moving and keep the pressure on the Pioneers right now with 2:43 to go in the third. Here's a look-in pass to Pierce. He has it at midfield, takes it right off of the ground, gets across the 45, and is down to the 42-yard line. And he just looked in immediately. He was way down here to the left side, near the sideline. He came in a few steps toward Zach Moore. Moore threw him the ball. It was a low pass, and Pierce had to just grab that one right off the ground and shot upfield. Got a quick first down there for the Kangaroos. They're at the 42 of Boswell.
It's kind of an unusual formation for the Roos, Randy. They didn't have any backs in the backfield. They were completely spread out.
Shotgun formation now. Zach Moore is back. He's got Garrett Hudson right next to him. No, that is Shanahan. And here's the pitch out. Shanahan has it, picks it up, makes a good cut across the 40. That could have been disaster, but Shanahan was able to take it on one bounce and then went around the right side, made a good cut, picked up a few yards off of what could have been a big loss.
Yeah, and Drew had a really good head of steam going outside there. If he'd been able to catch that ball on the fly, he'd have picked up another 5 or 6 yards.
And the Kangaroos have excited the Weatherford area, and when your local high school football team begins to win and then they begin to dominate, it just something about it, Mark. It gets everybody's blood flowing. Here is Mark Pierce, and he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage, trying to make a cut back as he went to the right side, just off the guard and tackle on that side, and he tried to cut back in toward the middle, and the stop, it'll be a loss of 1, and they are watching Mark Pierce tonight.
Yeah, they've pretty much got his number, and Mark is really a competitor, Randy. He doesn't like to be stopped at all. He's out there encouraging everybody to really get after it right now.
3rd down and 8. This is a 4-3 defense that the Pioneers are putting up. Zach Moore back, rolling to his left, fires one downfield, complete, and Colt Boland at the 28.
Good catch, Colt.
Colt was running down the left sideline. He was around the 25-yard line, and he just pulled up, curled around, and looked in, and the ball was there perfectly from Zach Moore, who had rolled to his left, and that's a first down.
Randy, did you notice that Colt knew exactly how much yardage he had to get? Instead of stopping or pulling up on the pattern a couple of yards short, he made sure that he had plenty of distance on his pattern, and Zach put the ball right on the money, low and outside where it couldn't have been intercepted.
Offset eye to the right side. Here's Moore with the quarterback draw, and he just shoots upfield across the 25, down to around the 22 of the Pioneers, and time has run out here in the 3rd quarter. It's 24-0, Weatherford over Boswell. We'll be back with more Roo football in just 1 minute.
I'm Troy Noel. I was married to Brad Noel, the singer of Sublime. Brad died of a heroin overdose. Jake's been robbed of having a wonderful person to be his father. Educate yourself. Heroin kills, period. We miss him, and we'll miss him forever, and don't let anyone miss you.
Weatherford National Bank, growing with Weatherford. We started in College Park and continued to expand into 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo. No matter where you live, chances are that you are close to one of our offices. Take advantage of our customer-friendly services. Free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking. Weatherford National Bank. We kept growing until we became a part of Weatherford's history. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Trinity Paint and Body, owned by Bo Winstead, is located at 1600 Fort Worth Highway. They are known for their fast and superior service. Since opening in April of 1998, they are already having to expand their existing location due to the high volume of business. For great hometown service and a friendly staff, call Trinity Paint and Body, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And remember, for high-quality service, Bo knows.
Weatherford Kangaroos have a 2nd down and 4 now. Here is Zach Moore. He's back. He shoots a pass over the middle.
There you go.
There is Kane Riddle at the 5. He's going in for a touchdown. Whew. Oh, that's one of the prettiest plays of the year for the Roos. And Riddle, I don't know if he was lined up as a flanker over there, Don Legale, or if he was in the backfield and shot out of the backfield, but he went right over the middle. He was all by himself right at the 5-yard line, and just turned around and shot on into the end zone, and it's now Kangaroos 30, Boswell nothing. Jeremy McClure is there to add on the 31st point. That was the first play of the 4th quarter. Here is the kick. It will be blocked. Cole Borland has it. He's going to try to run around the side. Can't do it. And he'll be stopped around the 14-yard line. So it will remain 30-0. Let's take another break. We'll be right back with more Roof football on KZ in just a minute.
Your hometown bank teams up with your hometown Kangaroos to provide the support for a successful athletic year at Weatherford High School. Texas Bank, a proud sponsor of the Kangaroo Stadium scoreboard, the Sports Medicine John Deere Gator, and the new athletic training complex. Texas Bank makes the commitment to our student athletes to place them in the winner's circle. Backing our Kangaroos, banking at Texas Bank. Member FDIC, an equal opportunity lender.
Here is the kickoff by McClure. It is fumbled around, down around the 12-yard line, and immediately being stormed under is Isaiah Lincoln. And, you know, that was a situation there, Mark Reeby. you don't want to hesitate down there with that Kangaroo team.
No doubt about it. We did have a flag on that play, but, you know, Kane Riddle caught the touchdown pass the play before, Randy, and then on the ensuing kickoff is down there right in the middle of the tackle. So Kane's all over the field tonight.
Well, that kickoff team is getting down there quite rapidly, and they're going to have to do it again because there was a flag on the play, and I'm sure that was offsides against the Roos. They have a 30-0 lead over Boswell, and they have looked good tonight. They came out with a purpose, Mark Reby, in the first quarter, and we had a long drive for a touchdown in the first quarter, and then they added another one.
Well, it does look
in the
like
second quarter on an 18-yard run by Mark Pearson. They have not looked back since that time.
Yeah, it does look like the Roos have been very serious and very focused tonight. They've known what their responsibilities are, and they've gone out and they've taken care of business exactly like Coach McBroom would have drawn it up on the blackboard.
Kane Riddle just caught a 22-yard pass from Zach Moore on the first play of the fourth quarter. The Kangaroos are going to be in good shape in 8-4A after this game. And things work out all right against Hazel and Northwest. They're going to be storming into the playoffs. 11:45 left, and here is Jeremy McClure. He'll kick it again. And this one is a pooch kick, and it's hitting at the 40, and it'll be picked up there by one of the short men, and that was very dangerous. It looked like the Roos were going to jump on that, but Chuck Wilkie was there very quickly. And if this one is against the Roos, I am sure that Boswell will go ahead and take the play because they're out around the 40-yard line. We have another flag down on the kickoff.
That is pretty good field position, Randy. I'd be surprised if they took that.
And they're going to take the ball right there at the 40-yard line, as you might expect, with 11:39 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Roos on top, 30-0.
Well, Randy, I'll jump in here for a minute. First game of the season, when we saw these Roos play against Stephenville, we marked about what a good game they played. Even though they lost that game, they played very well, and they've just taken the energy from there.
Well, when you fumble the ball 8 or 9 times like they did against Stephenville, it's hard to beat anybody. Here is the first play by Boswell. It'll go for about 4 yards as Lincoln carries it.
Randy, we had
right at the 44 of Boswell.
We had Shane Weeks and Jeremy Day both doing a good job stringing that play out, and then Mike McDaniel finishing the tackle off there on the runner.
Second down and about 6 yards to go for the Pioneers. They're in the I formation. They have 2 receivers to the left side, and here is an inside handoff. This will go to the fullback, and he'll blast across midfield. And they're going to mark the ball right at the midfield stripe. It should be enough for a first down. That was Nick Wyndham carrying, the junior fullback for the Pioneers. But, you know, against Stephenville, the thing that you noticed was that they were not getting blown off the ball on defense. And they were also they also had the defensive speed. You can see the speed of the entire team. And then when that offense went 80 yards against what was supposed to be one of the best defenses in Stephenville, there's a fumble. And they're going to say that Litke was down, and back there to get him, I believe. Who was it, Mark Reby?
Well, that was Jeremy Day and Michael Branch combining on that tackle, and also Craig Boney in there. So,
well, you know, and one thing we noticed about the Stephenville game was that this offense had the ability to move the ball. Most of it was new. Zach Moore was new, and they took it. They went 80 yards for a touchdown right off against the state champions. And throughout the game, Mark Pierce and Zach Moore rushed well. He had 200 yards rushing. Here's another play, and he's going to be hog-tied and ripped down right at the line of scrimmage by the Roos. No gain.
Well, Craig Boney just keeps piling up the tackles this year, Randy. He's a very large, strong young man, and just doing a great job of finding the hole. And as soon as he does, he plugs that thing.
Well, you know, the Boswell Pioneers, they're off a big win over Northwest. 24-0, and they were feeling pretty good about themselves after that win. You know, they were upset by Azle a couple of weeks ago. They are getting obliterated tonight. Here is the next pass. This will be long and over the head of the receiver, Matt Starr, around the 40, right near the sideline on the north end of Kangaroo Stadium. And we'll have a 4th down play, and the Roo defense just not giving up much right now, and we're into 9 quarters now since the Roos have given up a point.
Well, pretty good coverage over there by Darrell Clay and Colt Borland.
Back to accept this punt is Borland and also Garrett Hudson. Borland has it at the 15. He's going to reverse his field. Now he's going to be tackled around the 17-yard line. Well, Colt couldn't make up his mind, and finally the Pioneers were able to jump on him. In there again was Nick Wyndham.
That was about a 15-yard run for Colt, most of which was sideways.
Well, he was definitely looking for that crack. As Deion Sanders says, there's always a crack somewhere. But Colt couldn't find it that time. Ball is at the 17.5.
Randy, looks like we've got number 52, Michael Branch, in at center, and number 55 for the Roos, Daniel Cannell, in at left tackle.
And we'll have a couple of tight ends in here on this first play. Handoff goes to Pierce, breaks a tackle around the 20. Will move out to the 21-yard line, a gain of about 3 yards for Mark Pierce.
Randy, on that play, Sean Bridges just did a good job of bearing his player. He was going up against Nick Wyndham, and we've heard Wyndham's name several times tonight. And Sean just did a great job of handling him that time.
2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Kangaroos. They have a 30-0 lead over Boswell with 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go. The clock is running. See if they come out with the tight ends again. They will come out again with 2 tight ends, and we'll have a full house backfield this time. And somebody will jump early. You know, Joe Hash over there, he made a great block on the long run by Mark Pierce against Springtown last week. And the thing you like about Hash, Mark, is his mobility, his ability to move outside and loop around the defensive end or linebacker and seal. He's one of the best I have seen at that. Very quick, and I think I would just as soon see these kind of tackles that Weatherford has as the 300-pounders, because they are able to help get the leverage and angle that you need to break open these big plays. A lot of times you'll have a 300-pound tackle that can drive well, but he's not able to, he doesn't have the footwork, and he can't move around the field very well. 2nd down and about 12 yards to go, and Zach Moore will move up to the 20-yard line on the quarterback draw.
Well, Randy, I'd agree with you on that comment about the tackles. And one of the things that we've seen so far this year out of the Roo linemen is how much stronger that they have been than their opponents. We may not have quite as much weight as their opponents, but we have a whole lot more speed or quickness, and when we do deliver a blow, we're delivering it with a lot more authority and a lot more force than the opposition.
3rd down and 9 for the Kangaroos. Here is a hand on. Nope, Zach Moore's going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. It looked like for a moment he had given the ball to Mark Pierce, who was shooting up the middle, but then Zach Moore kept it. He went to the left side, and good defensive play over there by the Pioneers. And he is stopped back around the 17, so that offensive series did not move for the Kangaroos, and they will have to punt with 7:03 left. And the Pioneers may have a pretty good field position here unless we get a big boomer from Garrett Hudson.
Well, the Roos getting a little bit more conservative with their play calling right now. Randy, we've got the clock running, and obviously the clock's our friend at this stage of the game. We're down to 6 minutes and 45 seconds, and looks like the Roos want to have a little timeout so they can make sure they've got their strategy straight.
Let's keep it right here, Mark. You know, we were talking about high school football and the effect that high school football has on the community when you have a team that wins. It has a big effect, Mark, not only on the young men that play it, it has effect on the entire school. It affects the way you look at yourself. It affects the way you are perceived by others. And it's such a positive thing. Perhaps more is attached to it than there should be. But we have seen high school football teams and their success just totally turn an area around, just turn around. Everything becomes positive after that. And these guys this year on this 99 team have a chance to do that and have a chance to be something very special. And you got a feeling that they sense it.
Yeah, I think they do too, Randy. I think they know that they're making some history that Weatherford's not seen in a long, long time, and it's very exciting to be a part of that.
Here's the kick by Garrett Hudson. The punt will be somewhat off the side of his foot, but he gets a great bounce. It'll go across midfield, and it will be down to at the 46 as Michael Branch comes up, picks it up, and now the Roos will be back out on defense with 6:32 to go in the fourth quarter. The Kangaroos, no problem tonight, 30-0 over the Boswell Pioneers. And they are going to keep their string going. They're also going to keep that 30 points streak going, Mark. I think this is the 6th game in a row, Don Legale, that the Kangaroos have been able to score 30 points. And that's, I'm not sure that's ever been done by a Kangaroo team, but we'll look it up for you. We'll have all of the records that are going to come into play over the next couple of weeks and see if we can't keep everything fired up here. Here is a fumble in the backfield, and wrapped up immediately is the halfback who just came in, and Michael Branch was there, and also Jeremy McClure. They got him back at the 44 as Stanford McDowell, a new halfback, came in there, or tailback for the Boswell Pioneers, and he gets his baptism from the Kangaroo defense. We'll have a second down and about 12 yards to go. And you know, football, one reason, Mark, it's so popular and it represents the community in the area much more than anything else is because of the fact of the number of people involved. There are 400 kids involved from the 7th grade up at Weatherford, and this is just the tip of the iceberg you see out here with both of these two teams.
Oh,
and here's the quarterback going back to pass, and he is going to be sacked, and that's Jeremy McClure. He's got him back at the 36-yard line, and the Boswell Pioneers are going the wrong way.
Well, that was just a great individual effort by Jeremy. Of course, he's been one of the leaders on this defensive team this year, playing kind of a roving linebacker. And boy, he made a great play that time.
And you know, high school football and football in general, it has a spectacular nature to it, and I think that's the reason so many people relate to it. And boy, Kangaroo Stadium is rocking right now, and Weatherford is going to be pumped up over the next several weeks. Here's a run to the right side that will go for some short yardage up around the 45. Chuck Wilkie's over to make the tackle. Boswell is going to have to give the ball up with 4:48 to go, and it's going to be fun to watch all of this unfold over the next few weeks, Mark Reeby, and just see how good this team is going to be, and if they can go ahead and win it all the way out and end up 9-1. They'll have the Azle Hornets, I believe, next week. Here is a long punt. Cole Borland will run back and catch that one over the shoulder around his own 10-yard line. Don Legale, it is the Azle Hornets, I believe, next week. And if Azle defeats Northwest, well, then the Kangaroos will come in at 5-0 in district play. And Azle will be at 4-1. So that's going to be a big game next week. And we were talking about high school football being the defining sport for any school or area, and it is because of the number of people that it takes to play the game, and you don't see the human body doing what it does down there on the football field anywhere else. And you know, I had Mark, one young lady told me she thought it was the tight pants that made football so popular. It may for her, I guess.
I don't know that I'm going to comment on that, Randy. All right, well, we backed up another 5 yards, so that what this allows us to do, Randy, is it allows us to have a 92-yard drive.
And Mark Reeby's optimism showing again. Well, of course, you can afford to be optimistic right now. Mark with a 30-0 lead over Boswell.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mark Pierce take that 92-yard jaunt. What did he have? He had a pretty long run a couple of weeks ago, didn't he?
Well, I believe he had an 83-yard run against Springtown. Here is the pitch out to Pierce, and he will get away from a couple of men. Boswell definitely watching. Up here's a flag against probably the Pioneers as somebody decided he was going to push Mark Pierce after the tackle. And you know, Boswell, they have got to be frustrated because they have done a great job on Mark Pierce.
Well,
but this football team is not a one-man team. This is a football team with a lot of explosive players, and they also have a defense that can shut you down, and that's what's happened to Boswell tonight. Zach Moore, big runs. Garrett Hudson, big runs. Good passing. Passes to Colt Borland. Pass to Kane Riddle for a touchdown. And we got an offensive line that's really the heart of the team that just continues to play well every week and control game after game. And you can't beat this team by merely shutting Mark Pierce down. Now, he's got some yardage, but he doesn't have anywhere near what he's had in the last few games.
Well, it looks like Colt Borland is going to replace Zach Moore for a while, and we've got Cash and Carlisle coming in for Mark Pierce, and Kane Riddle came in for Garrett Hudson just now. So the Roos have a brand new backfield.
1st and 10 after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. The ball is out over the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Roos. 4:11 left.
Attaboy.
And here is Pierce busting through, and he'll have 6 to 7 yards. No, that's Cashin Carlisle. And Cashin comes in. And we have spoken many times about how quick Cashin Carlisle hits the line. And he is just a blur.
He does have a lot of speed. He really does.
2nd down, about 7 yards to go. 3:49 left to go in the game. Kangaroos trying to finish this one off on a high note. They lead it 30-0. Here's an inside handoff, and here goes Shanahan, and Shanahan almost broke that for a touchdown, folks. He's going to be nailed at the 40-yard line. A nice ankle tackle by Boswell there, or Shanahan would have been off to the races. They had everybody up close to the line of scrimmage to try to shut that play down, shut the running play they knew was coming, but Shanahan broke through there, and that would have been another quick 6 for the Roos had not a nice ankle tackle been made there at the 40-yard line on the Kangaroo side of the field.
Well, Drew's had some really exciting runs for the Roos this year, a couple of really good games.
1st and 10 for Weatherford. They're at their own 40, and somebody's going to jump a little early right here, and we'll have a penalty against the Kangaroos.
Randy, you know that'll happen every once in a while when you have a change in quarterbacks. They have a little different cadence, and those Roos have had some pretty good success marching this ball out from the 8-yard line, and so they're kind of anxious to hit another one of those Boswell Pioneers again.
Well, you know, the Pioneer defense thinks that the Kangaroos are just giving up here with taking out Zach Moore and some of their other starters and bringing in Colt Borland and Shanahan. They're going to be sorely mistaken because this is a very explosive group they've got out there with Shanahan and Carlisle. They're a Scotch-Irish backfield in. Here is, Carlisle is fumbled, and it's fumbled forward across the 45, and there is one of the Roos to pick it up. Let's see who it was. And Antillion's got it. Nice move by Antillion. A beautiful dive, a nice rollover after he was able to pick up the fumble. So it's out around the 48.
And they give him a rest after that.
We'll have a 2nd down play. A good break for the Kangaroos there, and they'll have about 3 yards needed for the 1st down, and everything going against the Pioneers right now. We're down to 2:12. Cash and Carlisle will come out. Again, we'll have the 2 tight ends and the I formation. And here is Borland. Borland is going to be stacked up near the line of scrimmage. And Boswell believes they have got a fumble recovery, and they do. They have recovered a fumble at the 47 of Weatherford. So There'll be one last chance here for the Pioneers to get on the board.
Can I have a puppy? What do you mean Ground's never coming back? Why does he get to stay up? Where do babies come from?
Did you smoke marijuana when you were my age?
The older they get, the more complicated the questions. Here's how to answer.
First National Bank of Weatherford is excited about the 1999 Weatherford High School season. Since 1880, the First National Bank of Weatherford has provided friendly and reliable service to the folks in Weatherford and surrounding area. We wish all of the players, cheerleaders, band members, and fans success in all they do in 1999. Come by and visit with your personal banker at First National Bank of Weatherford, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
They dress him up like a ghost and he's looking through and it's Halloween and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming and I was like, no.
You love watching movies and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
I'm not sure how that ball, whether it may have been stripped out of Borland's hands as he was going down.
Randy also coming in for the Rue defense. Right now we've got Clint Hammerman coming in and number 83, Andrew Cope. Number 80 for the Rues, Jake Weber.
So they've got some fresh men in on defense. Here's a pass to the left side for about 8 or 9 yards. Let's call it 7 yards. This will go to Lee Tucker. He's run out of bounds by Wilkie. And also Lagali was over there. They've got Chad out playing some defense now.
Well, and Casey Cook is linebacker for the Roos right now. They're getting everybody some good game time experience.
Weber is on the left side. McDaniel is still out there for the Roos at the left cornerback. Garrett Hudson is the safety.
There we go.
And here is the quarterback. Go for a long pass. This will be intercepted by Mike McDaniel. And then he fumbles it, and it's picked up by Shanahan, and he takes it across the 20-yard line. As Mike McDaniel was going down, the ball was stripped from it. It was laying out there on the grass, and there was Shanahan. He says, let me try it for a while. And he takes it across the 20-yard line. So 1:33 to go, and the Roos have got it back. The quarterback was Stanford McDowell there. They had taken Litke out, and Stanford McDowell intercepted quickly by the Kanga Crunch defense.
Well, across the Roo line right now, we've got Jared Nunn in there. We've got Brandon Brown, Michael Branch at center, number 55 for the Roos, Daniel Cannell over on the left guard. Left tackle.
Double tight end. And here is Borland running to his left across the 25, the 30, and he'll have a first down as he's run out of bounds. As he takes that bootleg around the left side of the Kangaroo offensive line. Good blocking. 1:26 to go in the game. The Roos are going to be 7-1. This will be their 7th victory in a row. Next week they'll be going for the 8th against the Azle Hornets. The Azle Hornets were winning the last time we heard. Second down, and this time Borland is just going to kneel down because this game is going to be over shortly after he does it once or twice more. The ball is out around the 30-yard line. The Roos have taken it. Boswell came in. They slowed Mark Pierce down. He did not have a big night rushing. I'm sure he did not get close to 100 yards tonight, but the Kangaroos did exactly what we said they needed to do in the beginning, and that was to take advantage of what Boswell gave them, and they certainly did. Zach Moore had a lot of yardage tonight rushing. He had a long touchdown run. We saw the cross buck play that they run to Garrett Hudson go for a touchdown of 28 yards. They passed occasionally, were very successful. Kane Riddle, 22-yard pass reception for a touchdown from Zach Moore. And this is a complete team on the field, folks. And, you know, we don't see any powerhouses in Region 1 that will be in the big school classification in the playoffs. And if this team holds together and they continue to play the way they're playing, who knows what might happen. We're down to 4 seconds right now. We're going to have a delay of game penalty against the Kangaroos. Then we'll have not Zach Moore, but Borland in there at quarterback. We'll have him kneel down, and that will be the end of the game. The Kangaroo fans are all beginning to stand up now. They can feel another victory.
They dress him up like a ghost, and he's looking through, and it's Halloween, and he's walking around like this.
My parents told me to go swimming, and I was like, no.
You love watching movies, and Blockbuster thinks you should be rewarded for that with Blockbuster Rewards, where the more movies you rent, the more free ones you get. Plus, get a free Blockbuster Favorites movie every month.
He got on top of that bomb just like it was a horse. He was going to ride that rascal all right on into where it was going.
Join Blockbuster Rewards today and go home happy.
We are named Weatherford National Bank because we are Weatherford. From the rodeo to the Peach Festival to Christmas on the Square and everything in between, you'll find us there sharing in the rich heritage of Weatherford and Parker County. Come by any of our 5 offices located throughout Weatherford and Aledo, where you'll find free checking with overdraft protection, full-service mortgage department, extended lobby hours, and even Saturday banking, all the services that our customers have come to expect. Weatherford National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Last year, Mark Raby in overtime, that team would have been 9-2. Well, they would have, who knows how far they would have went had they not lost in overtime, triple overtime to Ryder.
Right.
But a lot of victories the last couple of years, and they can add 2 more on it and end up as they'll be tied for the best regular season record ever in Kangaroo football. Here is a pitch out. This is Chesney across the 20. This will run the clock down as he's tackled around the 24. And the Kangaroos dominated all the way tonight. The final score, the Weatherford Kangaroos 30 and the Boswell Pioneers nothing. We'll be back with more Kangaroo football in just 1 minute.